Good afternoon, Stampin' Addicts. Hope everyone's doing great today. I am back with another card. This one is called a slimline card. I really enjoy using DSP, Designer Series paper from Stampin' Up. I hope you can see it okay. The paper I'm using today is actually from the Snowflake's Splendor DSP. So let me show you, and I'm gonna move a few things around. No, that didn't work. Let's try it again. There we go. Okay, so it's called Snowflake Splendor DSP paper. It has Balmy Blue, Coastal Cabana, Highland Heather, Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, Pacific Point, Pool Party, and Whisper White. And these are, this is the paper. And there's two of each, so there's two, and they're two-sided. Most of our paper is two-sided. So there's two of each of these. Then this is the one we're going to use right here. So being streamline, we know, or they call them slimline. Being a slimline card, it is totally different size. It is actually the size. I actually make mine the size of a business card. There are some that are thinner, slimmer than that, so it's a really narrow card. But I have business size envelopes, so I'd rather use what I have, and I don't want to have to make my own envelopes, so I have these nice textured business envelopes that I can use with them. This one, the size of the business envelope, for the card to fit in it, the card base is 8 by 9 1/4, which is right here. I actually took an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. I cut it down to 9 1/4 for length. And then when I turned it, I cut it at 8. So that means I will score it at 4, and that will fit perfectly in the card, in the envelope, in the business envelope, which gives it a little bit of an edge. So depending on the thickness of how you make your card, and it should fit. And these envelopes, we can decorate them, so you can do anything with, I mean, this one's a linen one, so you can pretty much do anything with a business envelope. So is what I did is I cut my DSP down. First, I had my base, which I told you was 8 by 9 1/4, scored at 4 inches. And then I took my DSP paper and I cut that down. But as you see, I have some layers going on, so let me show you my layers here. This layer is Pool Party. When I was reading the colors that was in this DSP, Pool Party, I really like that color, so I'm kind of playing off the Pool Party. I have also Pool Party ink, and then I have some Pool Party sheer ribbon. And then I have some Pool Party rhinestones that come from the holiday rhinestones. So we're just playing off the colors that are already in it. So this one, my first layer, I cut down to 3 7/8 by 9 1/8. So I got 3 7/8 by 9 1/8. So that would be the second layer. And then the DSP I cut down from 9, because I'm taking it in 1/8, 9 to 3 3/4. So it all is trailing in. So that is basically my base. I'm using Snowflake Wishes. I'm using the bundle. May your season sparkle is what it says, and then on the inside it says Snowflake Wishes for a Merry Christmas. I'm using the oval, or actually they're the stitch shaped dies, and I'm using the oval. I keep mine on magnets, so I'm using the largest oval for that. And from the Snowflake Wishes, I am using, they have several different dies in here. So here are some of the dies from the bundle. And I'm using the smallest 2 snowflakes. One we'll cut in balmy blue and the other one we did in whisper white, because I'm following along with the theme of the colors. And these are a polymer stamp. So you will need a piercing mat to stamp them. Okay, so let's put this card together. I even, with the scraps, because I like to use the scraps, I cut a piece so I can put it on the inside. I just think it completes the card. All right, so we are going to attach these two, the DSP and the colored cardstock pool party. And like I said, I do use 1/8 of an inch pretty much most of the time as a border. Now before I go any further on this, I did put a ribbon, that ribbon around it. So I just pretty much took and made a bow. And I always keep this attached when I'm doing it because you'll use less ribbon that way, I feel. And I'm basically just making a bow like when you tie your shoes. And if you feel you need to tape the back side down to keep it in place, you can do that too. Because sometimes it will create a, it'll fold on you. All right, so that's just a basic bow when you're tying your shoes. And we'll just snip it there. And of course, I'm going to play with it a little bit to get it the way I want it. As always, it just never is the way you want it when you do it. Especially when it likes to roll on you. All right. I think that will work. So there's my bow. All right, and now I'm going to do the sentiment, which is right here. It says, "May your season sparkle." And I'm using Pool Party, and I need my little piercing mat. And I already pre-cut this with the dies, so it's just something to speed it up so you're not waiting so long for me. All right, so this I'm actually just gonna move it over and stamp it near the side, so I have room to put my snowflakes that I'm gonna layer. I really do like working with DSP. I do a lot of stuff with DSP when it comes to cards, but then I'm also a scrapbooker, so I like colored paper, pretty paper. All right, so there's that, which will go right here. Now, since I have the ink out, I'm just gonna stamp on the inside of the card. So I'm stamping on the inside of the card, Snowflake wishes for a Merry Christmas. Which is right there. Now we'll just close this up. All right. So now that I have the ribbon on, we can attach it to the card base. And we'll just attach it to the card base. Okay, and like I said, I kind of have 1/8 of an inch all the way around here. I like to keep a nice little border. And I think I get that from scrapbooking. Okay, and now I'm gonna put this down on top. And then I have my snowflakes that I already pre-cut, which are in the Pool Party and the Whisper White. I'm just gonna use this adhesive. And I'm just getting the center part of it. So you can like fluff those up if you want to. And I'm gonna put this, these actually stack really nicely on top of each other. So you can see the snowflake. And so you don't have to distort them. So there's that part. Now we have our strip for the inside. Okay, our strip for the inside. And it's a great way to use your scraps because sometimes you just don't know what to do with them and you don't want to throw them away because they're too beautiful. Well, you can put them on the inside of your card. And see how wonderful that looks? I thought it turned out pretty good. And then we'll put some of these holiday rhinestones on. I have 3 of them on there. All right, so I have these 3 rhinestones. I have 1 down here, and I have 2 over here. So there we go. Give me 5. Give me 5. So here's that, and there's always something extra you can do. Since we're doing this envelope, and it is a business envelope, and everybody, you know, he says you don't want to just send a plain envelope, and I get that. I got these little snowflakes that were in the stamp set. They're right here, if you can see them. It's these little stars. I think I'm going to put a little cluster of them on the corner of the envelope. Just kind of decorate it a little bit. I mean, it is technically a Christmas thing, so you want it to be a little glamoury. So we'll just put a little bit there. So now you got your everything else you can put on there. And this is something else you can do. You have the scrap paper for the back of the envelope. I literally put this on here and I'm gonna outline it, and now I'm gonna cut it, and then I'll put that on the back to dress that envelope up. So it's just another way you can use your scraps. And then you could just tape it down. Some people like to put the paper on the inside, which is a great idea too. They'll like put it so when they open it, they can see it on the inside. So, I mean, that's another thing you can do. But this looks like that'll blend in nicely, so we'll just tape that baby down and put it on the outside. So there's a different ways to use this scraps if you're not using it for your card or another card. And that looks pretty cool. So something different, just different ways to use your paper. Thought it turned out pretty good. Nice little Christmas card. You may your season sparkle. Snowflake wishes for a Merry Christmas. So thanks again for watching. Like I said, I do all kinds of different things. I have some folios on there, and I'm getting ready to work on a smaller folio. I'm just getting my Christmas cards done for my workshop. And this is another card we're gonna do. Slim lines are in. I do have a few other slim lines that I've done. Let me grab one of them. There's this slim line that we did using those gnomes again during my last my last workshop. So there, it's a neat looking card. I mean, it's very it's different. Not everybody's used to getting a long card in the mail. So thanks again for watching. I hope you have yourselves a wonderful day. And happy crafting. Of course, inspire, create, and share. Pass it on. And have a wonderful day. And happy crafting.